Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm Arthur Orduña, total stranger to most of you, but I am thrilled to be the new Executive Director of the Venture Center and to welcome you all here this morning. And to all of you, thank you for coming. A brief reminder of our mission. The Venture Center is an entrepreneurial support organization. Say that fast. It's fueling entrepreneurs and innovators in our state, as well as nationally and internationally, through its various innovation programs. Our work is made possible by strong partnerships, and many of those key partners, are here and present today. That includes long-standing relationships with the Little Rock Regional Chamber, the state of Arkansas, the governor's office, FIS, and the many alumni who have participated in or supported the Venture Center's programming over the years. So moving to why we're here today, our partnership with Sequretek is a perfect example of our work here at the Venture Center. We first became acquainted with Anand and Sequretek when they joined the 2020 cohort of the world-class ICBA and FIS FinTech Accelerator program created here at the Venture Center. And by the way, since its 2016 inception, the Accelerator has graduated more than 100 alumni companies, 90% of which are still active or have been acquired. Just think about that stat for a moment, folks. And best of all, we had the great pleasure of welcoming Sequretek along with Anand and his team when they decided to establish their U.S. headquarters here in Little Rock, joining other accelerator fintech companies like Bond.ai, who have moved to our fair city. I'm thrilled to help continue the Venture Center's work in Central Arkansas and beyond, and I'm equally excited to introduce one of our best supporters and a member of our board, Jay Cheshire, President and CEO of the Little Rock Regional Chamber of Commerce.
Thank you, Arthur. And first of all, I want to say a very special welcome to Arthur. Most of you recall when we started down the pathway of creating the Venture Center back after the 2011 sales tax election that created this facility. We have Brent Birch, our executive director of the tech park back here. At that point in time, we were trying to figure out, so how do we do this entrepreneurial thing? Recognizing that it is a process like anything else. And so from the early days of Lee Watson running this organization, and then we had Wayne Miller, we finally stepped up, both in looks and in brains. And we brought Arthur on board. Let's give Arthur a big round of applause. I'm all serious, I cannot tell you how excited that we are collectively to have you here leading this amazing team. Arthur talked about Anand and Sequretek coming to Little Rock, and they're one of the few, if not the only, fintech companies that actually participated in both of our accelerators. And we knew after the first one, with their interest in the second, that therefore meant there was interest in Little Rock. And it's part of our process from the entrepreneurial growth perspective to not only take who's already here and help them grow into new, thriving, profitable companies through the work of Arthur and his team, but also attract others to this marketplace to help seed that and continue that growth. And we're blessed today to have Rajesh Chakhani, who is the 2023 Chamber Chair, representing Bond.ai, another company that Arthur talked about. That's a great example of how of an impact this facility actually is having, these programs are actually having on our growth. And so I want to say a special thank you also to Clint O'Neill, the new Executive Director of the Arkansas Economic Development Commission. Clint, we're really proud and pleased that you're here. But secondly, we're also extremely thankful for the investment that the state continues to partner with us in doing this. We used to run a campaign at the Little Rock Regional Chamber entitled, "We Do What Most People Think Just Happens." And the reality of that is we have to have investment for those things to just happen. And so we really appreciate, Clint, what you're doing from the perspective of investing in this process, but also continuing to invest to acquire new companies looking at places to operate in here in Little Rock and Arkansas in general. So with that, I want to talk and briefly bring up the person who we're here to visit with today. And the reason why we're here. You know, it's one thing to be a good place to live, to be a place where it's easy to take a dollar and stretch it a lot further than you can on either coast or in the valley. And yet, it's another thing yet to have the talent and the people here to be able to not only do that, but to grow from here into not only other places across the United States, but also across the world. And so I want to introduce a guy who has believed in us from the very first night at the Little Rock Regional Chamber, where we typically host all of the new companies coming in from the new FinTech Accelerator with our friends here at the Venture Center, and they're all wide-eyed trying to figure out why Little Rock. And yet, after that immersion into what a great group of people there are that are here to help them, number one, but then number two, a great place in which to do this work. It's comforting to see how their faces begin to kind of relax and understand that this is about them, this is about them growing their company and about our opportunity to help in doing that. And so we were blessed to have the opportunity to meet Anand and his team that were initially taking that first step. Since then, we've delved even further into obviously his work and the company's work across not only India and the rest of the world, but here in the U.S. as well. We were pleased to have them announce that they were going to move their headquarters here to Little Rock last fall. But even more so pleased to see that we talk about talent and talent recruitment, talent retention, talent creation, and yet today's announcement is going to talk specifically about how that's working here and how that can also work with other companies and Bill Yoder, Lonnie, and their team at ACDS. So without any further ado, the star of the show, the guy who's putting all this together, and we're pleased to be his partner, please welcome with me the CEO and co-founder of Sequretek, Anand Naik.
Thank you, everyone. I'm pretty excited to be here. I can't believe that it's been 2 years. You know, you just mentioned 2020. And despite COVID, despite all the problems all of us have gone through, 2 years have been pretty fast and an exciting journey for us at Sequretek here in US. We started this journey, just a background about Sequretek. We are around a 450 people organization focused on building some of the best security technologies that can be deployed globally, that can help simplify security and consolidate the technology landscape for our customers. And moving that journey from India all the way to becoming a global corporation, we had a lot of supporters and friends who are present in this room that made it happen for us. Starting with the participation in the FIS cohort that the Venture Center launched, and enough people within the Venture Center community who ended up supporting us, making sure we were the most valuable player in that FIS cohort that happened. And then we participated in the ICBA program. And in that journey, I came across, obviously meeting you, Jay. We've been a big supporter. Thank you very much for it. AEDC and the team at AEDC supported us, explained us why it makes sense for us to invest into Arkansas, how we can grow talent here, and then ACDS, which I'm going to talk about in a minute. But the entire ecosystem, the first thing that I saw, and I'm coming from a land where hospitality is a second virtue for all of us, I found the same feeling of home here. So I felt that, you know, this is a place that we definitely can go, set up our base, and expand the company from here and become one of the biggest cybersecurity companies out of Arkansas going into the US. So that's what kind of motivated us to be here. When I started the operations here in Little Rock, we committed to the team here that we will go and not only just invest in technology and creating artificial intelligence based products that we do today, but also invest in making sure that the ecosystem, overall ecosystem, right from K-12 to community colleges to the larger workforce is cyber aware, is aware about how to work in the digital framework and how we can contribute along with the chamber and ACDS in building that workforce. And that's where Bill and Lonnie and the team members helped us quite a lot. So what we started doing is, as a step one, we have started engaging with ACDS and started building and recruiting workforce laterally, where we get into hiring these people, talent into the organization, train them on cybersecurity technologies, make sure that they work on cutting edge technology that most of our large customers globally do so. So today we process close to 1 trillion cyber events on a yearly basis. 2021, we processed around 1 trillion. That number would have been probably 1.5 to 2 trillion events, 2022. And this talent pool basically works to protect all these customers where this security data comes from. So with ACDS, we said, let us use data science as a platform. Let us create that ecosystem where we can build this talent and grow. So the plan is for us to grow from where we are today to around 50 people set up in the next 24 months here in Little Rock. And we're just getting started with addition of around 8 people that we did a few weeks back. So that's the journey that we are taking here. The second big area that we are focused on is working with Jay, Rajesh and the chamber to see how we can bring cyber talent across the community. So whether starting with a K-12 program or getting into community colleges or getting into professional degrees, how we can build the cyber curriculum. We have, at Sequretek, we have a lot of cyber education to offer. And I have made an offer to Jay and the team that we will give it free of cost to whoever needs it, so that they can build this talent pool that can be retained within Arkansas and grow from here to serve the rest of the US and the world. So that's the journey that we are embarking on. Very happy to be a part of this community here, to be accepted here, and hope that I continue to grow and work with all of you. And with that, a couple of words on ACDS. So Bill and Lonnie have been a big supporter for us. This partnership started in 21 when I recruited the first set of people here in Arkansas. We had 3 people that came in through the ACDS partnership. Lonnie and his team, Bill and his team started helping us with that. Today, that partnership has become even more stronger. We are not just bringing in the talent that ACDS works across Arkansas and bringing into Sequretek, but we are also looking at extending our partnership to areas where we can collaborate in doing training at the ACDS level itself, where we get talent which is ready and can work with Sequretek or other companies from day one. So that's the journey that we are taking with ACDS today. So thank you, and with that I would like to invite Bill here. Oh, sorry, it was...
Sorry, no introduction necessary, thank you. Good morning. Good morning. Rather humbling to be here with you all. But our relationship with Sequretek really is an example of the reason that Arkansas Data Science exists. And simply put, that is to help Arkansas employers meet their IT workforce needs with Arkansans. That's our mission. So companies of all sizes need help in finding their critical tech talent. And ACDS does not compete, but supports all the traditional pathways to an IT career. But we supplement that staffing strategy using the registered apprenticeship model. Now, there's a significant economic benefit to having an ecosystem that includes developing tech talent. It increases our capacity, but also there's a multiplier, because when the employers figure out that there is a repeatable method and repeatable model, they can grow their own talent. Developing talent also creates a distinct competitive advantage for communities, for regions, and for the state of Arkansas. And what we'd like to use today is, this is an example of the kind of collaboration and partnership that goes on in order to make that competitive advantage possible. Right? We've already gone through the list, but we got Sequretek, we've got the regional chamber, we've got the Office of Skills Development as part of the state, we've got the Venture Center, we've got multiple training partners, we've got Department of Education, and then we've got those ACDS. So together, we know what the skill demand is from the employers, and together we can go find the individuals in the talent pool that have the passion and the potential that can develop those skills. And after 3 full years, I'd like to submit that it's no longer theory. There's been significant outcomes and results, and we're helping companies compete, we're helping companies grow, and we're even helping companies decide that maybe they want to relocate. So, and with that, I'd like to congratulate our mutual partner who's doing all 3 of those. So, thank you.
So I want to tie all this together. Obviously, some of this has been interspersed throughout everyone that has spoken and the words that they've had to say. But in today's world, it's about talent. It doesn't matter if it's advanced manufacturing, it doesn't matter if it's healthcare, it doesn't matter if it's innovation and technology, but it's all about talent. And what are we doing to address each of those areas of talent that both Bill and Anand talked about? For example, in the 4 Next Generation Learning, the Academies of Central Arkansas, that we've been in the process of implementing in all 4 school districts in Pulaski County. Currently, there's a cyber program at Jacksonville High School that's just absolutely growing beyond what anyone ever expected. There'll be those types of programs using the cybersecurity information and curriculum that Anand talked about, as well as others, to be implemented in other schools throughout our 4 school districts, so that we can train, let me rephrase that, we can educate our young students to give them the ability to not only learn how cybersecurity in today's world works, but learn how to learn as lifelong learners as that changes going forward, because it's going to change. Gone are the days when you can just teach somebody how to do something and walk away from it. And so that's why with ACDS, taking people who want to get into this world, who want to be a part of this world, and yet don't know where that pathway is, giving them an apprenticeship opportunity to change a career, giving them opportunities to work for companies that already exist, while at the same time working with our pre-K through 12 system to start that process and actually increase the velocity of those types of people coming. And then in between that, working with our friends at UA Little Rock, and you're going to be hearing some things about some of that process that we're working with in the not so distant future. Not only looking at the certification side, where we have stackable development opportunities for people from a certification perspective, and we're talking about weeks instead of semesters to be able to get into this industry and not only grow, but thrive from the perspective of having a career, all the way up to obviously those degree professionals that also play a huge role in all of this. So it's not one of any of those, it's all of them together, which is why today's example of ACDS and Sequretek taking Sequretek from 0 to now 12 people in a very short period of time, growing, as you heard Anand talk about, up to 50 in the next 24 months, and then beyond that, who knows. You have to seed that from somewhere. And it's Bill and Lonnie and their team at ACDS that have stepped forward and filled the gap so that we can get this thing moving and started so that all the others can participate. And at this moment in time, we talk about Little Rock being known for FinTech. 1968, systematics, the birthplace of the financial technology industry, and we're excited to see what FinTech is doing for us today and where that's going to take us with cyber and so many other areas of technology. So with that, Arthur, the team here at the Venture Center, we're so thankful to be your partner in this process. Obviously, Anand, we're excited to see the continuance of what you're doing, and from Bill and Lonnie's perspective and the ACDS team, you know, it's that work in the trenches that really will change the face of our economy going forward, and we're blessed to have you guys leading that effort. And with that, thank you for coming. Let's celebrate Sequretek. Have a great day.